for Sean. He's so young and fresh. That's like my type. Yeah. Just want to mention it. Well, are you guys ready for our next comedian? He's performed all over the city. Let's clap it up for Danny Cradon.
Oh, she said with a fancy French accent. Just great. And hello. Guess what? I got my MD. Thank you. I've been dating him for 3 years. Yes, it's going very well. I'm just so proud that I bagged him. Yeah. So, but this wasn't enough for my Jewish parents because they told me that the goal in life is to marry someone who's a doctor and Jewish. And I only met one other requirement. So silly me. So the first time I mentioned my boyfriend to my parents, I said, oh, I found this great person. You know, he's caring, he's sweet, and you might like, he's in medical school. Well, completely glossing over that, my mom's like, but is he Jewish? And I'm like, no, he's Indian. Oh, so he's an Indian Jew. A mazel tov, because I saw this great documentary called Shalom Bollywood. It's a very good documentary, actually. So with all this talk of doctors, you may wonder, why is it so important to be a doctor in the Jewish culture? Well, once the egg and sperm meet, obviously there's controversy for when life is considered to begin. But a fetus is not considered a living being until after it gets into medical school. So that's why. Yeah, my mom, she really needs to focus on her own love life. She should probably start talking to my dad about it. What she really just wants, though, is attention. And I know this because I had mentioned that I was being catcalled to my mom, and it makes me uncomfortable. And she's like, oh, I don't know, Dan, I wouldn't mind getting catcalled because it'd make me feel desired. Wow, none of you know how to react to that. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But so now she focuses all of her romantic attention on me and my dates with my boyfriend. Like, for example, we went to the movies, and she didn't ask, oh, how was the movie? Did you have a good time? Oh, someone gotta get that. Yes. Thank you. She didn't ask you how was the movie or any of that, but rather, oh, did he kiss you? Did he caress the small of your back? Did he talk about converting? Mom, I know you're married, but you really need to get your own boyfriend. I'm sure Dad will approve. Speaking of approval, so my parents, they are very supportive of me doing comedy and totally fine with it. But I know that there would be a line if I just performed for anyone at any time at all. And for example, I had an Uber driver, and he was telling me how he once had a passenger who was performing stand-up comedy for him. And I was trying to think, like, what would that look like, performing for your audience of one Uber driver? Like, what's the deal with taxis? I'll be here all night, folks, until you arrive to my destination. Yeah, he's gone on to places, like Lyft. Yeah, but I work in advertising, and I had to come up with a campaign for swimming pools, and the goal was to make it family friendly. So I decided to put cute little, blow up fish in the pool to make it, appealing to kids, and I captioned it, swim with the fish, starting at $30 an hour. But what I didn't know, some of you I think know, is that swim with the fish is a phrase from The Godfather and means die. So what I wrote, very family friendly, was die, starting at $30 an hour. Wow, a campaign for family turned into one for hitmen real quick. Yeah, I had to come up with another campaign for menstrual products. And when I was doing research, I didn't realize, but did some of you know that there's a tax on pads and tampons because it's considered a luxury item. Yeah, wow. Like who do these people think we are? Like heiresses to $1 billion fortune? Like, oh, I'm so rich, I'll have the box of pads and the Rolex watch. I hope they're selling pads in first class on the way to Monaco. Oh, yes, they're selling in all the top designer stores. Wow, yeah, pretty soon people are going to be selling counterfeit tampons along with the Gucci's and Chanel bags on Canal Street. And I might buy one. Yeah. It's crazy out there. So we all know the dynamic duos, like Batman and Robin, Tina and Amy, and my roommate from college and myself, a German and a Jew. It was like I was the, Moira Silversteinberg Cohenstein, and she was the Kreislitzen Schreiben Zapper. That means something like that, means screwdriver. Yeah. And she was a very nice roommate, no trouble with her. But sometimes I feel like I would misunderstand her at times. Like the first time we met, she was like, "Oh, you're Jewish." I'm like, "Yeah, interesting." Or I'd mishear her. I thought one time she was like, "I'm reading Mein Kampf." What? "I'm cleaning my comforter." Like, just say you're anti-Semitic to break this will they won't they tension already, please. She's coming to visit me from Germany on Friday. Yikes. No, she's very nice girl. So there's something you should know about me. I have a seagull laugh. Yes, I laugh like a seagull. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. If you keep laughing, I'm going to keep laughing. The seagulls are all going to come. No, I have attracted seagulls before at the beach. And I feel bad because I feel like they think it's a mating call. So they hear me do the laugh. They're like, "Wow, that's the most beautiful mating call I've ever heard. I must meet her." So he flies down, sees me, and then he's like, "Your mating call doesn't match your profile?" I can also sound like a dolphin. And you might be wondering, how did you figure that out? Well, similar story. I went on a date with a dolphin, and I wasn't who he thought I was. No, actually, I was talking about Elon Musk's, recent baby's name, AEX something, with a friend. And they asked me, "How do you think it's pronounced?" So I said, "It probably sounds like..." My name's Danielle. Thank you so much and good night.